guys, it's Destiny here. So I was just coming up here to show you guys how I created this look right here. It's my birthday today, so I am 23, and so yeah, I just wanted to create just a really glam makeup look for my birthday. You know, I'm not really doing anything too much, but I still wanted to get glam and everything and come on here and show you guys how I did it. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this birthday look of mine, then just keep on watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and tell me what you think. Alright guys, so I've already moisturized my face, so while I let that soak in, I'm going to start on my brows. Today for my brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown. So I'm just going to do those real quick. Alright, so now that I got my brows done, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids and carve out the bottom of the brow so that way it's a nice and sharp line. To carve out my brow, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in this little pod, and I just grab a flat definer brush like so. I'm just going to take the concealer just a little bit on the tip of the brush and start at the bottom. Going across, and then I just start dragging it down, and then to blend that out, I just grab my red Morphe beauty sponge and I just blend that out. So now I'm just going to set my eyes, and then we're going to get started on the eyeshadow, which is my favorite part. I'm super excited about it today. So to set my eyes, I just use the Cover FX just pressed setting powder just to prevent any creasing. Okay, so for my eyes today, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette today. So I'm going to be using more of the warm tone shades in here. But first I'm going to start off with mixing these two shades and put it in my crease. Let me zoom you guys in so you guys can see. So I just place that right on my crease and then just start buffing in small circles. Once I get some product on there, I'll then start moving my small circles into the corner of my eye and then just start moving back and forth. Okay, so now that I got that transition shade, I'm going to go in for just a slightly darker shade to darken up that crease, and we're just going to do lots of layers of darker shades on the outside of the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to go in with these two shades mixed right here, and just put that right in my crease. Doing the same motions in smaller circular motions, buffing that in until I get most of the product on there, and then I'll start moving forward. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is take a very slightly smaller brush, smaller or less fluffy brush. It's going to be just a little bit more tapered, and I'm going to take this reddish like brick shade right here and pack that on the outer corner of my eye. Lower than the first two shades, just barely. I'm going to go back in with no more product on the first brush I used, and then just blend out the edges very, very lightly. Okay, so now that I got those deeper shades on, we're going to go even deeper and even smaller tapered brush, if we can see that. And we're just going to keep this, again, even lower on the outer corner of my eye. And we're going to go in with this shade right here. It's like a very, very deep red, burgundy color. And again, just move in small circular motions to buff it in using a very light hand. Okay, so now that we're looking nice and crazy with our eyeshadow underneath, don't worry, we'll clean that up in a little bit. We are going to take one more time, just an even smaller, this is probably one of the smallest blending brushes that I have. We're going to take this one, very lightly dip into this black right here, and then keep this very, very low on the outer V. Then we're gonna go back in with the previous brush, the smaller one, with no more product on it, and just buff that in. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the inner corner of my eyelid, and I'm actually going to be dipping into my Tarte Pro palette. I'm going to dip into this very first shade right here to just kind of tap that on and lighten up the inner corner. Alright, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking the Stila Shimmer and Glow and put it right on the inner corner of my eye. And I use this as a base, and then I'm going to go in with one of the shimmer ones. So this is in the color Kitten. I'm going to go in with the Glitter and Glow in Smoldering Satin by Stila as well. Okay, so we got those on top of the lid, so now we're gonna go back in with the a little bit of the darker shades and blend in the edges. Okay, so now that we got the tops on, I'm going to take a makeup wipe and clean up underneath my eyes really quickly. Okay, so now what we're going to do is zoom you out. And I'm going to put some lashes on really quick, and then we'll move on to the face. Alright, so now that we got the lashes on, we're going to move on to the face. So today I'm going to prime using the Farsali Unicorn Essence. Massage that in. Alright, and then for my T-zone, what I'm going to be going in with is my Makeup Forever Nourishing Primer. And then place in the center of my face, because that's where I tend to be driest and have the hardest time blending or blending my foundation out, and it kind of tends to cling to my dry patches, so put a lot of extra moisture in the center of my face. So today I'm going to be going in with the Lancome Ultra Wear Foundation. Just going to take 2 pumps for one side of my face. Put it on one side. And I'm using the Morphe Y6. It's like a flat kabuki brush. And I just pounce that into my skin. And what I like to do for the top of my brow to carve, get really up close in that, I take a flat brush like so, that, and I just put just a little bit of foundation on there, just the smallest amount, and then I'll just carve that out for the tops. Alright, so now that we got my foundation on, I'm going to go in with the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the shade Light 1 Chantilly. I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not really sure. I just go in on the bottom. Alright, and then I'm going to take, again, my beauty blender and just start blending that in. Okay, so now that I'm all concealed, we're going to set now with the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. And I just take my smaller Y11 tulip shaped brush and I just dip some in there. And just place it on there. I personally don't really bake that often just because it will kind of dry out my eyes, and I already have an issue with dry under eyes, so I just set it down there to prevent creasing. To bronze today, I'm going to take my Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. The stuff smells super good. It smells like coconuts in summertime, and so I just dip into there. And then I'm just going to start on the edges. Alright, so I'm also going to contour a little bit with this Tartist Pro Glow palette, and it's just in the shade Sculpt, this powder one right here. I'm going to take the Morphe R10 brush, dip in there. I'm going to use this Narcissist palette. Ouch. I'm going to go in with this kind of mauve tone right here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is take more of the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, and I'm going to carve out underneath my cheeks right here to make it a nice sharp line. Okay, so while that sits there for a minute, I'm going to move on to the highlight. So for highlight today, I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in Sugar. I'm going to take a highlighting brush, and I'm going to go in with the Gumdrop and Starburst shades. Just blend that in. Alright, and so now what we're going to do is finish up the under eye. I'm just going to dip back into the Morphe palette. I'm going to take the 2 shades right here and mix those two for the start of my under eye. Just using a smaller pencil brush. I'm going to go in with another small pencil brush and go in with these 2 darker red shades, brick shade and this one mixed. Keep that very close to my lash line as well. And then for an inner corner highlight and a brow highlight, I'm going to take a flat shader brush and go in with this second shimmer shade right here in the palette. Alright, so we just have our lips left and then setting our face, and so I'm going to do that real quick and then I'll show you guys the finished look. Okay guys, and this is the finished product right here. So I went ahead and did my lips off camera and just finished up and set my spray. For lips I used the Kat Von D liquid lips in, what shade is this? Hawkwind, and then I set my face using the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. It's the cooling and hydrating one. So this is gonna make sure that my face lasts all day and all through the night. So I really hope that you guys liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. So I look forward to making more for you guys. So if you guys have any suggestions or things that you want to see, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye!